Personally, I'm a Year 1 student currently in the Common Engineering program. One thing I love about my course is how my course allows me to explore the different types of engineering like mechanical engineering and electrical engineering before choosing a course I want to pursue in Year 2. A day in the life as a CEP student would be going to campus where we do practicals and use equipments like the multimeter and fretboards. We are also exposed to projects which allow us to do hands-on like build catapults and catapult targets where we get to test. The flexibility of choice and time made me choose the Common Engineering program as it allows students to have one extra year to decide on what course they would like to pursue in Year 2. The flexibility of choice allows students to choose whatever course they want in the School of Engineering, such as courses like Aerospace Engineering, Biomedical Engineering, and Mechanical Engineering, etc. Use this course to experience multiple specialties so that you can explore your interests a little more before deciding on what course you actually want to do, and thus you will not feel the need to immediately have to zoom into one specific specialization. I wish I knew the importance of math and science before I entered my course, as in the Common Engineering program, most modules like electrical engineering and mechanical engineering require the knowledge of the math and sciences that we learn in secondary school. Study hard for your math and science as it is quite important, and to do some research on the course before actually entering it in order to understand how this course works before enrolling into it. You can gain more information about the Common Engineering program from the Ngee website.
Hi, my name is Sarah Chow and I'm currently pursuing a diploma in engineering science as a Year 1 student. What's one thing I love about my course? Well, in general, all engineering courses have a programming module. And personally, that's my favorite module as I get to learn a new skill and also see my projects come to life. What's a day in the life as an engineering science student like? Well, since I started my first semester in Ngee Poly with HBL, I did not get to go back to campus as much as I would have liked to. So I would usually wake up around 20 to 30 minutes before my online classes start, and I would usually prepare myself for the lesson. From there, I would usually take down my notes using OneNote, which is a digital platform for me to upload all my notes in one place. And from there, I can see all my different chapters from different modules, all compiled in one app. And this allows me to easily find my content for different subjects, and also makes studying a lot easier as I have all my notes in one place. What made me choose engineering science at Ngee Poly? Well, in the future, I would like to create products or do research on the latest technology, and since engineering science specializes in that, it was a pretty obvious choice for me. And Ngee Polytechnic is also the only polytechnic that has such a course. Additionally, when I came to the open house earlier this year, I realized that the ambassadors were extremely friendly and I felt really welcomed. And I thought that I wanted to be a part of that atmosphere. Well, I believe that you should not be afraid to learn new things. Initially, I was extremely intimidated by the prospect of having to learn programming as a module, but I quickly realized that a lot of people were in the same boat as me, and that made me feel comforted. And I also realized that a lot of the lecturers are extremely willing to make sure you understand the content, and I assure you that if you are willing to learn, it makes everything simpler. What's one thing I wish I knew before joining engineering science? Well, I wish I knew how to be more independent. I realized that sometimes when I did projects or assignments, there would be a few gaps in my learning and I wouldn't know how to approach that. And I realized that I would have to search for the answers myself, as the lecturers would not explicitly give me the answers. And I also realized that this was a good thing as I get to learn things by myself, and that also made me more curious. Well, if you have a strong interest in mathematics and physics and you want to have a strong foundation in them before you pursue further studies, I think that engineering science is definitely the course for you. And all the best for your O-levels. I hope you get into the course you really want to get into.
Hi everyone, I'm Edward, a Year 1 student currently pursuing a diploma in Aerospace Engineering from the School of Engineering. I love the fact that it's actually realizing my childhood dream. Ever since my parents brought me to an air show when I was young, I fell in love with airplanes, and thus having to learn about airplanes is actually what I love about my course. What's a day in life as an Aerospace Engineering student like? I would say it's fairly simple. We circle among three things: lectures, practicals, as well as projects. Although this may sound simple, but rest assured that this does not equate to a boring course. Why do I say so? It is because this course will allow you to think off the box. For example, a project that I work on, which is Arduino circuit, we are tasked to do a circuit, but it leaves tons of improvements. Hence, we have to use our creativity and innovation in order to create the best possible Arduino circuit. I would say come here with an open mind. This is because you only have to choose whether you want to enter the electrical or mechanical track in year 1.2. Hence, in year 1.1, all of you guys will be learning the same electrical and mechanical fundamentals. Hence, a good tip will just to do everything well. I wish I knew there's an opportunity to take up the Advanced Engineering Mathematics course. This is because this Advanced Engineering Mathematics course is exceptionally useful when it comes to further studies in universities. I would say work hard for your A-Math in O-levels. This is because if you get a distinction in A-Math, not only are you able to qualify for the Advanced Engineering Mathematics course that I previously mentioned, you are also going to be exempted for Engineering Mathematics 1 in year 1.1. Hence, this provides you with more time to study other modules to secure a better GPA.
Hi, I'm Tun Singh, a Year 3 student currently pursuing a diploma in Automation and Mechatronic System from the School of Engineering, and today I'll be answering some of the questions that you may have about my course. What is one thing I love about my course? Well, it gives me a very broad knowledge about engineering as my course covers aspects such as mechanical, programming, and electronics. What's a day in a life as an Automation and Mechatronic Systems student like? Well, some of the classes I take would be Applied Mechanics, which consists of physics and mathematics, which I find interesting as I get to form a relationship between the variables using equations. I've also taken up programming lessons, which enables me to do some hands-on activities, such as coming out with a basic program after the lecturers are done teaching the basic concepts. Automation is up and coming in the future, such as artificial intelligence, AI, and that's the reason why I chose it. And I really liked Ngee as I attended Red Camp in 2018, and the student leaders inspired me to choose Ngee. The student leaders showed me the various amenities that's available in Ngee, and I think that studying in MP will make it very productive for me. If you want to do well, you have to keep practicing and making sure that you know all the concepts at the back of your hand. It would definitely be to further my studies in a local university. I think I might continue the same degree or a similar degree as I'm interested in this field, and Ngee has given me an opportunity to venture out and explore my interests in this field for the 3 years I've been here. My biggest takeaway would be going on an OIP trip to Nanjing and also a study trip to Japan. I really learned a lot from those trips as I get to better understand myself and also gain knowledge about the things around me. I went to the Japan study trip to learn more about the culture and also to visit the industries in Japan, which I find really cool. I went to a Japanese automotive company where I visited their factory to see how cars were made in real life. I also visited the Kozen Science and Technology College where I made many Japanese friends, and I also got to see what the final year students in Japan were doing for their project. As for OIP, I spent 3 weeks in Nanjing to learn and experience the culture and their way of life. Another takeaway from my course would be the technical knowledge that I've learned for the past 3 years, which is applicable to my internship. Well, if you're passionate to learn about the broad aspects of engineering covering programming, mechanical, and electronics, do join Automation and Mechatronic System. Follow your heart and do your best for O-levels.
Hello everyone, my name is Vince. I'm a Year 2 student currently pursuing a diploma in Biomedical Engineering from the School of Engineering. One thing I love about my course is that it teaches me how medical devices are created to help save lives. Some of the medical devices we learn are pacemakers that are placed in your chest to help manage irregular heartbeats, and ultrasound machines that make images of organs inside your body. In Biomedical Engineering, I learn around 6 modules per semester. These modules are a combination of theory and practical. For theory, I learn biology concepts such as the human anatomy to understand how the body works, and physics concepts such as electricity in circuits to help me design medical devices. During practical sessions, we apply the theory we learned and have hands-on experience in handling devices. One project I did was a DIY heart rate monitor, which measures your heart rate by detecting movement of blood cells through your arteries using an infrared sensor. What made me choose Biomedical Engineering and NP? Back in secondary school, there was an applied learning program called STEM, which was done by Science Centre Singapore. During this program, I was introduced to bionic hands and how it worked. I was then able to try it out by placing sensors around my wrist, and whenever I clenched my fist, the bionic hand would do the same. This sparked an interest for me, and so I browsed through the various courses offered by the 5 different polytechnics and came across this course, Biomedical Engineering. As I felt it was the only course that offered modules relevant to what I wanted to do in the future, I knew I had to choose this course. A tip is to be willing to constantly learn new things. You'll be learning many new things in biology, physics, and mathematics. Over time, you'll be able to link the modules you have learned with one another and help you understand how a medical device is built. Additionally, you'll also learn and pick up skills which would help you in your internships and future careers. My biggest takeaway would be the experience. The school has helped strengthen my interest in biomedical engineering as I continue to learn new things. It has allowed me to learn valuable skills such as critical thinking, attention to detail, and problem solving, which is necessary for any engineer. There are also opportunities for me to apply what I have learned by working on group projects with my friends. What would I want to say to O-levelers interested in biomedical engineering? Don't be afraid to join biomedical engineering, especially if you know this is what you like and want to do in the future. There are a lot of things to learn to help you become a biomedical engineer. But as long as you put in the effort and understand what you are learning, the process will be smooth sailing and enjoyable for you.
Hello, I'm Nishi, currently a Year 3 student pursuing a diploma in Electrical Engineering with minor Business Management from the School of Engineering. What's the one thing I love about my course? It will be practical classes, as it is a great place for me to visualize, apply and understand from what I was taught in lecture classes better, as well as the satisfaction I get after seeing that my circuit connection works properly. So what's the day in my life as an EE student like? Every day I will have a mixture of lecture, practical and tutorial classes. So what I will be covered on are like some engineering theories and concepts, as well as getting the chance to do some practical connections by ourselves, of course, with lecturers' guidance. And all this will be either in a classroom or a lab setting. What's a tip I find most useful for students entering EE is to have an open mind, be curious to learn, and to ask a lot of questions. What's one thing I wish I knew before joining EE is that actually EE is more than just a topic taught in physics. EE actually covers an in-depth concept of electrical. For example, it covers single-phase and three-phase system, and we get the chance to learn about the use of sensors as well as the Internet of Things, also known as IoT devices, which can be applied to creating smart home. So instead of internship, I was being offered for final year project, also known as FYP, and EE has prepared me by teaching me all the relevant modules and skill sets so that I can be able to think, apply, and design for my final year project. My future aspiration would be to attend a university to further my studies on electrical engineering, as well as to be able to work in an engineering company to research for various ways for low carbon alternatives so as to have a greener Singapore. Electrical engineering is a great choice to pick as it is a broad-based course that covers the fundamentals of electrical and electronic engineering, catering to a wide range of industrial careers and opportunities for you.
Hello everyone, my name is Bing Xian, a Year 3 student currently pursuing a Diploma in Electronic and Computer Engineering from the School of Engineering. The thing I love about my course is I get to have hands-on on my practical lesson, where I get to recreate whatever I have learned in my lectures into practical. For example, what I've learned recently, which is called the Fundamental Control System module, where I get to recreate a system of a fan, where we get to recontrol all the fan, how its speed does, flow in and flow out. What makes me choose Electronic and Computer Engineering in NP? Because I was keen in making computers, and happened to when I was going for open house, NP has showed me that a different set of equipment was made to actually help students to understand better of electronic components itself in my course. Ask for help. Do not hold back any questions you have in your mind. Always ask before exams and common tests. What's one thing I wish I knew before entering Electronic and Computer Engineering is I wish I knew the fact that in engineering requires a lot of A-Math fundamental, but do not worry, during our year 1 we get to learn the A-Math fundamental itself. What's my biggest takeaway from MP and Electronic and Computer Engineering is actually the friendship bonds I made along the way, as well as the learning experience I learned from my lecturers. Do not be afraid to pursue your passion, because in Electronic and Computer Engineering is all about exploring the different set of modules and experiences.
Hi guys, my name is David and I'm currently studying in Marine Offshore Technology during my final year. One thing that I love about this course is actually my lecturers. They make the class more fun and entertaining to be in. So a day in my life in this course is, in one semester you have 6 to 7 modules, and in these modules you will have like practical classes and theory classes. And in these practical classes you will do things such as types of welding, you will learn the types of metals that are being used in shipyards and to build ships. And you will also get the opportunity to build your very own ship and design it as well. What made me choose this course was actually a friend of mine who recommended it to me. He was telling me that you have the option of choosing between oil and gas and ship design, which is what actually spurred me to join this course in the first place. So a tip that I have for students joining this course is managing your time well, so you can have fun and also complete all your assignments on time. One thing I wish I knew before joining this course was actually like secondary school life and poly life are two whole new worlds, and it's very different. The time, everything just changes, so try not to get overwhelmed by it. So how my course prepared me for my internships, actually the things that you learn in your practical classes, such as the welding and the types of metals that are being used. When you go to the shipyard, you actually be doing all these kind of things, hands-on work, so they actually prepare you very well for it. My biggest takeaway in this course in poly is actually the memories I built with my very friends and my lecturers as well. As a lot of memories, especially in classrooms, and we had the opportunity to have a competition about who has the fastest ship and all. The thing that I actually want to be in the future is actually a teacher. After seeing my fellow lecturers, I actually aspire to be a teacher, because I like how they are being the connection they have between the student and the lecturers, the connection that we have. That is not just like a strictly based a teacher and student, but you actually build more than that friendship. You get to talk to them open about it. So it's something that I saw, and hence why I decided to become a teacher. To students who are actually interested in joining this course, I highly recommend you guys to come and join us, as you will learn lots about ships. You will learn how they are being made, the types of ships that we have, a lot of understanding from it. And you also get the opportunity to display your creativity when you get the chance to build your very own ships.
Hi guys, my name is Irfan. I'm a Year 3 student currently pursuing a Diploma in Mechanical Engineering from the School of Engineering. One thing I love about my course is that it's actually very broad-based. It teaches me every aspect of engineering, and it helps me in the future, especially when I want to further my studies, as I can dive into various degrees such as aerospace, mechanical, electrical, and even marine. This is really interesting that I can go into various industries. What's a day in the life as a mechanical engineering student? I would say in the morning we have our lectures and tutorials. In the afternoon we have our practicals, where we get to work on machinery. Like I said before, we get to work on real-life industrial machines during my practical. Then towards the end of the day, I usually grab some food from the canteen and head over to study with my friends at the atrium. What made me choose my course? I would say I wanted to learn a bit of everything, and mechanical engineering was one of those courses. And I knew Ngee Poly has a great environment, so I was like, it's good environment and a thing I want to learn. So I was like, this is the course I want to go to. How did my course prepare me for my internship? So my internship was actually as a forklift maintenance engineer. So I actually maintained and serviced a forklift, and it definitely helped me because one of the modules I learned was called hydraulics. So I managed to use those knowledge I had onto my internship, which is really helpful because I thought it would be quite a blur when I first got into my internship, but it really helped me because my modules that I learned in my course itself helped me transition into my internship phase. What are my future aspirations after graduating from Ngee? Like I said, I wanted to learn a little bit of everything, and I managed to find the thing I love to do, and I like the degree on aerospace. So I'd like to be an aerospace engineer. So I'd like to further my studies over there, and I'm thankful that my course could allow me to do that because I can further my studies into various industries. So aerospace is one of them, and I really love to become an aerospace engineer. So that's my plans after graduating. What would I say to O-levels interested in mechanical engineering? I would say welcome to mechanical engineering. Keep an open mind, like I said before. Be ready to learn a lot of things that can really open your mind up to many different things here in the engineering world. So yeah, remember to when you have fun as well while learning as well. Have fun with your classmates, and yeah, so just keep an open mind and enjoy the course.